When Ian Chappell called him a champion if he's on your side, a bastard if he's not, he wasn't exaggerating. Javed Miandad was bold, brilliant, and built for war. Let's rewind the wild ride of the man who never backed down. This past week, Javed Miandad celebrated his 68th birthday. And in this episode of From Colombo with Swing, we dedicate our tribute to one of cricket's most uncompromising warriors. A man whose career was forged not in luxury academies, but on the dusty, unforgiving streets of Pakistan's cricketing heartland. Mohammad Javed Miandad was born on June 12, 1957, in Karachi, into a bustling household of 7 siblings. 3 of his brothers followed cricket with passion and skill, but only Javed broke through the glass ceiling to become a national icon. From an early age, Javed's talent was impossible to ignore. At just 16, during his first-class debut, he scored a half-century, an early indication of his ability to soak up pressure and deliver. The 1974-75 domestic season further highlighted his class. 947 runs, 4 centuries, and even a triple hundred across various Pakistan representative sides. The teenage prodigy had already caught the eye of Pakistan's first-ever Test captain, Abdul Hafiz Carter, who boldly declared Miandad as the find of the decade. Miandad earned his maiden international call-up for the inaugural ICC Cricket World Cup in 1975, just weeks before his 18th birthday. Though his performance didn't make headlines during that tournament, the world had only seen a glimpse of what was to come. Later that year, he joined Sussex's second 11 and made an emphatic statement by scoring 227 in his debut match, opening alongside the elegant South African Peter Kirsten, who also scored a century. It was a sign Miandad wasn't going to be a fleeting presence. In 1976, at just 19, he made his Test debut for Pakistan, sharing the dressing room with stalwarts like Mushtaq Mohammed, Majid Khan, Zahir Abbas, and Asif Iqbal. Despite the daunting company, Miandad announced himself with a sensational 163 against New Zealand in his very first Test innings. Pakistan went on to win by 6 wickets. He wasn't done. In the 3rd Test of the same series at his home ground in Karachi, he etched his name in the history books, becoming the youngest Test player ever to score a double century. 206 runs to break George Headley's 47-year-old record. He closed out that debut series with 504 runs at a staggering average of 126, including a double ton, a century, and a 50. From the very beginning to the very end of his 124 Test career, Miandad's average never dipped below 50. That level of sustained excellence over 17 years is as rare as it is remarkable. Despite his dream debut, Miandad hit a lean patch between late 1976 and mid-1978. His 1977 average dropped to 28.67, and he went nearly 2 years without a century. But that drought ended in emphatic fashion during his first Test series against India in 1978. In the opening Test, he hammered an unbeaten 154 and stitched a mammoth 255-run partnership with Zahir Abbas. He followed it up with scores of 100 and unbeaten 62 in the 3rd Test, helping Pakistan secure a 2-0 series win. By the end of the series, he had amassed 357 runs at an eye-watering average of 178.50. His purple patch continued. In early 1979, he scored 81 and unbeaten 160 in Christchurch, leading Pakistan to victory over New Zealand. A month later, he registered his maiden Test 100 on Australian soil with an unbeaten 129 in Perth, though the innings came in a losing cause. After a dip in 1977, Miandad's averages soared in 1978 and 1979, 75 and 59, respectively. In 1980, Miandad became the fastest Pakistani to reach 2,000 Test runs, achieving the milestone in just 42 innings at the age of 22. That same year, he was appointed Pakistan's youngest ever captain and led his side to a 1-0 series win over Australia while averaging 60 with the bat. The early 1980s were turbulent. On the 1981 tour to Australia, Miandad got involved in a notorious on-field altercation with fast bowler Lillee. After being kicked by Lillee while running between wickets, Miandad retaliated by raising his bat, a moment that remains etched in cricket folklore. Lillee was later suspended. Despite a series win against Sri Lanka, tension brewed within the team. Senior players grew uneasy with Miandad's leadership. Eventually, the captaincy shifted to Imran Khan, though Miandad would return to the helm occasionally in the years ahead. Yet, he let his bat do the talking. In 1983, against India in Hyderabad, Miandad played arguably his finest test innings, an unbeaten 280. That knock was part of a then-record 451-run stand with Mudassir Nazar. However, the declaration by Imran Khan while Miandad was eyeing a triple century created somewhat of a friction between the two, a tension that would remain underneath despite their shared triumphs. By the time he retired, Miandad had scored 6 double centuries, third most in Test history at the time. He also became one of the few cricketers to score a century in his 100th Test, doing so in 1989 against India. His combined average in Australia, New Zealand, and England hovered around 49, and he was dominant at home with an average of 61. His favorite opponents? New Zealand, average 79, and India, average 67. His only real struggles came in West Indies and surprisingly in Sri Lanka. Miandad's ODI legacy is filled with iconic moments, none more legendary than that 6 in Sharjah. The year was 1986, the final of the Australasia Cup. Pakistan were chasing 246 against arch-rivals India. It came down to the final ball. Miandad was batting on 110, and Pakistan needed 4 to win. With 9 wickets down, only he stood between victory and defeat. Chetan Sharma bowled a full toss. Miandad, with ice in his veins, launched it over deep mid-wicket for 6. The stadium erupted. It was more than just a win. It was a moment that became part of cricketing folklore, especially in the storied India-Pakistan saga. Fast forward to 1992. Battling injury and illness, Miandad delivered again, this time on the world's grandest stage. He scored 5 50s during Pakistan's miraculous World Cup run, including crucial knocks in the semi-final and the final, helping Imran Khan's men lift the trophy. As Miandad later said, it was worth playing with pain. In total, he played 233 ODIs, scored 7,381 runs at an average of 41.70, a phenomenal figure for his era, and became the first player to appear in 6 consecutive World Cups from 1975 to 1996. His final appearance came, fittingly, against India in the 1996 World Cup quarterfinal. Though Pakistan lost and Miandad couldn't recreate past heroics, the fighting spirit was still unmistakable. Miandad's on-field persona, wily, provocative, endlessly competitive, often overshadowed his cricketing intelligence. But those who played with or against him knew the truth. Ian Chappell once recounted how Miandad, fielding at square leg, tricked him into a near run-out by repositioning himself with remarkable awareness and timing. That's when I realized he wasn't just cocky, he was an extremely thoughtful cricketer, Chappell wrote. Even Imran Khan acknowledged Miandad's streetwise brilliance, saying, "He was brought up in competitive street cricket where every trick in the book was used." That sharpened his instinct and created a relentless competitor. Whether it was mocking Kiran in the 1992 World Cup with animated gestures, or nearly swinging his bat at Lillee, Miandad's brand of cricket was unapologetically bold. He played on the edge, but always played to win. Though he was a capable leg spinner with 191 first-class wickets, including 6 5-wicket hauls, his bowling was rarely used at international level. But it's his batting and competitive fire that etched his name in cricketing history. Javed Miandad retired in 1993 as Pakistan's highest Test run scorer. 8,832 runs at 52.57, with the most test centuries for the country at the time, 23. He was the heart of Pakistan cricket through 3 different decades, and more than just the sum of his stats, he was a symbol of defiance, cunning, and unrelenting spirit. The street fighter from Karachi didn't just play cricket, he made it a battle, and more often than not, he walked away victorious.